The side looking to preserve what is a superb kicking record from the team, 94% on target, really only bested in the league so far by his teammate Gareth Steenson, who has 27 out of 28 kicks so far this term. Johnny Hill back in for Sam Skinner in the second row. Johnny Hill with a great return, 4 tries so far from his 9 starts in the Gallagher Premiership. And there you saw Harry Williams coming past him. Rob Baxter said just how disappointed he was not to be taking part in the Six Nations today. However, he'll be champing at the bit to come out of the blocks quickly here up against Bath. Luke Pearce in charge for the 97th time in a Premiership game. Adam Leal and Phil Watters, his assistants, with Keith Lewis, the TMO. It is Rhys Priestland who gets us underway in this overcast afternoon down in the West Country. And Phil Dolman collects the kickoff and then dummies back inside, beats one, and Nick White can pop it up into his first pod, which is led by Dave Ewers into the contact.
Use it! Take it in!
Patient pause here.
Had it.
As Nick White will hoist it up into the air. Relatively tame wind conditions here at Exeter, considering just how gusty and swirly it can be here down at Sandy Park. A couple of fumbles there. There was an appeal from the Bath players that the second fumble from Josh McNally had come off his foot, but Luke Pearce having none of it. And so Beno Urbano first, Josh McNally second. So far, Bath have failed to get their hands on the ball in a telling manner. Tom Homer, the only player to have succeeded.
Remember, slow course,
in that manner.
very slow.
Let's go, Judgy! Let's go, Waka! Let's go!
Come on, let's go, lads, let's go, come on.
So Luke Pearce will want to be in control of the set scrum. Too often so far this season, referees don't establish their authority over the set scrummage early on. It can devolve into a rather painful experience for player and viewer alike.
Early 3.
Harry Williams penalised for going in early, and it's a free kick here for Bath. It's Priestland. We'll be having to
Let's go, Bath.
hoist this up in the air. Rory McConaughey is set and ready to chase this one, as is Max Wright. Flaherty takes that one well on the edge of his 22. And Whitten drives over the top. Nick White pops the ball up into the hands there of Jacques Vermeulen.
Use it!
Ball has been slow so far from Exeter, but they are building themselves a platform to clear away, and Nick White once again waits that box kick through to Homer, who's chased by a Flaherty and is then tackled just over halfway in Bath territory, and Chudley replies with a box kick of his own, being chased by Zach Mercer and Rory McConaughey. White came up with it, passes to a Flaherty, had Simmons back inside, decides to take the contact himself, and Francois Lowe is there very quickly trying to rip that ball away and get the first turnover of this game.
Varnish just over the shoulder.
Mike Williams penalised for a high tackle there on Dave Ewers, his opposite number, and it means the penalty goes Exeter's way. Joe Simmons elects to chip this one down into the corner then. A good touch is found inside Bath's 22. Elvis Tony, the Tongan number 2. Mike Williams-Amani was penalised in his first season here at Bath since moving from Tigers. Ball taken by Johnny Hill, his 43rd successful kick. Little chip over the top to be chased here. Francois Lowe scarpers back and carries it over his own line before touching down. Hendrickson was chasing through on that. There were a few appeals for an obstruction in midfield after the chip from Joe Simmons.
If you're not going to put the brake foot on, all the pressure is coming through this guy. That's fine. If you don't want to use the brake foot, that's your choice. but you've got to control your weight and you can't push before the ball.
Good alertness.
Okay? But
from
same
the
with
South
you, if you
African.
don't want to use the break foot, that's fine. But everything has to be
Just
stable
over
before
4
the
minutes
ball.
on the clock here at Sandy Park. Yet to have any points, but it's been a good, clean, open game so far. Luke Pearce exchanges a few extra words with Harry Williams, packing down against Beno Abano on this near side.
Crouch!
Let's go, hips.
Bind! What's the problem?
They're just fighting for their binds this side, Luke.
Okay, quick reset. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Here's your mark. Both teams control your weight.
Both Williams and Abano jockeying
Crouch!
for the ascendancy here on the near side.
Bind! Set!
Slight nudge on there from the Chiefs. They have an advantage coming. Nick White will come to this near side, flicks it over the top of Flaherty for touchdown in the corner for the opening score. Simplicity itself. Tom O'Flaherty with his 4th try of the season. He went over in that handsome victory against the Northampton Saints here a couple of weeks ago. And he opens up proceedings just shy of 6 minutes here at Sandy Park this time round. And the Exeter Chiefs have just the start they were chasing.
Where that interesting flight path of the ball then, the wind significantly blew it.
Looped over the top. Missing out Ian Whitten, patiently waited for by O'Flaherty, who had to go from a standing start in the end. He touches down, and with these swirling wind conditions that seem to be worsening as this game goes on, this is a challenging kick for Joe Simmons. 80 points so far this term, only missed 2 kicks on goal. He'll do well to get this one though. And it just gets caught by the wind. It was on target, it was beautifully struck, but just as it approached the posts, dragged away. So Rob Baxter and Ali Heifer, I'm sure, will be very pleased with the way that things have started here. What they will want to see now is that it's backed up with a good exit. Priestland picked out Phil Dolman last time. Once again, Dolman ducks past the on-rushing Samisa Rukananguni and manages to take play up to the edge of the 22. For Mulan.
Exeter, use it! Inside!
Nick White checks whether they're inside or not. It's another great box kick to hang in the air. Tom Homer has been equal to the task on all 3 occasions that he's been called upon so far and does well. Chudley just manages to get his kick away. And that one stays in play. And that was very dangerous to be left. Dolman does recover for the Exeter Chiefs, but unnecessary pressure put on themselves there by the home team.
Entry 3.
And Harry Williams, for the 2nd time in this game, is penalised. Last time was in the set, this time for side entry, and the penalty goes to Bath.
No worries. Yeah. No worries. Number 3 entry. Points. Post call.
So Reece Priestland, in spite of the challenging wind conditions down here at Sandy Park, elects to go for the posts. Beno Abano making the tackle. Harry Williams was the player who was penalised. I actually think the player who should have been penalised was Vermeulen. We've seen one attempt on goal coming from Joe Simmons at the other end, which Faded across the posts. What can Priestland do? Drives it straight and true, and Bath are on the board. And applause comes from the bench. Chris Cook, of course, one of the last-minute inclusions, coming in for Ollie Fox on the bench as the replacement scrum half.
All right, yeah,
and
no.
Stuart Hooper
No worries,
also looked
you know it's 5
pleased
seconds as
up
well,
in
don't
his
you?
dugout. So Bath with the instant reply to Exeter's opening salvo, coming from Tom O'Flaherty. That one hangs in the air. McAnally fumbles it and then goes forward off a yellow hand.
First back, second forward.
A little frustrating here. Mike Williams.
Lads, we've had
he
2
lost
sets of scrums and neither have been completed.
Managed to gather it back in, but it then came off the knee and then flew forwards.
Both teams, get it better. Control your weight.
Tricky conditions for the handling. 3 tries now set up by Nick White this season.
Fine. Set.
Exeter with excellent field position here. Look to try and nudge this forward. Nick White gets it out to Simmons. Missed pass to Witten. Witten to Dolman into the line. Dolman tries to chip ahead for a Flaherty to chase. Max Wright comes back.
Touch, ball dead.
Ushers it out and the ball goes into touch. And it wasn't touched by a Bath player by the looks of things. And so it's going to be a first line out here for Bath, but it's a defensive one. Lovely line of running there from Dolman, and it was a decent effort there. Did look though as came off the knee of Wright, so perhaps fortunate for Bath that they have the line out. Stoop takes it, ball dropped back inside, and Zach Mercer skips through a couple of tackles to take play. Another 10 metres forward, long ball back to Priestland, and he launches it downfield. O'Flaherty waits and collects and has Dolman inside as he leads the counter charge. Tries to snipe his way in between McNally there.
Let's go.
And his fellow defender, Kirsten, gets it back. Sam Simmons, first touch of the ball that he's had. And he's held up. White, Joe Simmons, O'Flaherty, running from deep, very nearly, once again, finding a way to slice through the defence. Alec Hepburn up to halfway. White delays the pass. McNally up against his opposite number, Kirsten, and Kirsten did manage to get through McNally on that occasion. Taken at pace, and Hendrickson tries to find his way through. Looked a little high.
Well on, keep having a little look. No foul play at the moment for me.
Habano with the hit in midfield, and Exeter unable to get across that gain line. Juggled around by Ollie Woodburn. Waves of black shirts pouring forwards. Kirsten met with real metal by Bath on that occasion. White, Dolman tries to cut back inside once again. Tackling, coming thick and fast, but there was a little gap there for Johnny Hill to lollop through, and he takes play up another 15 metres. White, Simmons flat pass to Ewers can get this away. Hendrickson was in some place. Hendrickson has Woodburn inside, his first try of the season under the posts, and Exeter have a second, and their perseverance paid off. Well, that is the sort of score that will make Rob Baxter smile.
Good work over here, lads.
No try in the Premiership since April last year. It seems amazing for a man who scored 24 in the past 3 seasons. But Ollie Woodburn finally in the right place at the right time, screaming for it inside from Hendrickson. And he burst through to open his account for this league season. Joe Simmons clips over the extras. Exeter stretch their lead. 9 points now.
Backtrack. Yeah, no worries. Just take a second, please. Just time off for a sec. You okay? You all right? Time on.
George McNally makes his way back to start things off, and Mercer screaming with great authority at his Bath colleagues to continue dominating that line, which they have done for much of the opening 15 minutes here, but it has been breached on a couple of occasions, and Exeter so ruthless when they get the sniff of the try line. Homer cuts back across, Walker helps it on its way. Here comes Priestland, still going backwards. Willison fired out right. Rory McConaughey finally has the ball, and he weaves his way back inside and wrestles up to halfway. Chudley. Beno Abano waits in midfield and managed to get that one away, but he only succeeds in doing it forwards, and so as a consequence Chris Judge will be brought back, and it will be Exeter with the put-in. A long way
Okay,
in
boys,
front as
let's go.
well.
Let's bind up. Come on. Exeter, let's bind up.
Let's go, Harry, big one. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Slow cadence. Crouch. Bind. Set.
Watches a relentless rumble forward of Exeter, and Ian Whitten was up there. He gets it back inside. White again recycles. Simmons flicks it over the outside of the boot, over the top, and Woodburn was chasing after it. Homer covering. They will come back for the penalty from the scrum. Ominous signs for Bath. We have not even played a quarter of this game so far. They are being taken apart in the set, and Exeter grinding them back. 2 tries already for the Chiefs, and they will be looking to add to that tally as soon as they can. Simmons into the wind, finds touch just outside the 22. Taoni to the front of the line, taken by Johnny Hill,
Broken away.
driven up into that 22. Hepburn releases this time. Ewers, Zach Mercer brings it to a stop. Williams the dummy runner. Sam Simmons can't be used to any great effect there. Whitten rides the tackle. Bath's defence once again standing firm at present. Change of direction, ball back into Woodburn, who managed somehow to clasp that in. An advantage coming, and
You're well past the ball, mate.
could well have been
Now go on the ball
an
first.
opportunity to be taken quickly, but instead
Pass and sweep back.
Joe Simmons
Off
just
it.
calms
Goal,
everything down and says, it's all right, we're going to take the 3 points here. Stretch that advantage out again.
They've got a good technique of working on the ground.
Yeah,
I've got to try and aim where he's going to place it, so if he's crawling on the ground...
that's a fair point, but the picture I see is you bypassed.
Francois Lowe, the player penalised on that occasion, just having a quiet word with Luke Pearce about the body position and the good technique being employed by Ollie Woodburn. You can't really complain about good technique being employed, though, by the back there, and laying the ball back for his forwards to try and get it. Simple chance for Joe Simmons, which is converted. He goes 2 from 3 for the day, and Exeter's lead is out to 12. 15-3 the score as we approach the end of the opening 20 minutes here at Sandy Park, and so far it has been a performance far more out of that showing that we saw against Northampton Saints a couple of weeks ago than it was at the Stoop Memorial Ground 1 week ago. Dolman again is underneath it from the restart.
Inside.
Viewers. So much purpose about every single piece of movement from the Exeter Chiefs so far. Every run committed to the ball. Nick White rather got his boot around that, so the ball went out on the full, so it's going to be a Bath line out, and a little unforced error there from the Australian scrum half that gives Bath at least a platform here to try and find some way back. They could definitely do with the next points on the board. Pass by Elliot Stoop, quick ball out the back to Walker, flat pass to Max Wright, but he just couldn't collect it, and Woodburn has it now, and the advantage going the way of the Exeter Chiefs. So far, there's been some really poor handling from Bath in this match.
Okay, Exeter, let's use it. Still advantage. 3
handling errors in the match in total, all of them by those clad in yellow. The advantage is now over. Samisa Rokananguni, you saw precious little of the ball in the opening 20 minutes, has the chance there to run back into the black wall that lies ahead of him. Abano, and Priestland juggles with that one. Almost inexplicable that handling would be an issue today. Yes, the wind is making it a bit trickier, but it's dry out there. Mike Williams brought to ground. Abano, well tackled by Taoni. Priestland, Homer. Miss pass out wide to McConaughey. McConaughey shrugs off the tackle there of O'Flaherty, and great power shown by Rory McConaughey to get up over halfway. Chudley. Good hands from Stewart. Willison. McNally. Abano down the line. Walker. Walker gets it to Williams. He charges back in field. They managed to make a couple of metres by running the length or width of the field on that occasion. Beno Abano kept short by Chudley down that short side, but again a handling error from Bath, and the counter charge here from Phil Dolman, and he's got numbers out wide. Simmons with a 3 against 2. Simmons rather got lulled into going back into the contact with Francois Lowe up against him. Nick White tries to get it away, but that one's lost forwards, and Kirsten picks up. It will be a first put in for Bath at a set scrum. And Nick White frustrated that he didn't manage to get that away sooner.
See what's up there in a second.
Francois Lowe is the player down for Bath. Receiving some treatment just on halfway. Those handling errors. That was the first one we've seen from the Exeter Chiefs. The other 4 all from Bath, and it's just meant that there's been no consistency in attack from the visiting side. One of those in Exeter colours in the crowd here at Sandy Park, very much happier with the way the opening 22 minutes has unfolded, and that man's included. I'm sure Rob Baxter will be delighted with the way that things have gone so far. Deep in conversation with Ali Heifer. He spoke about not offering opportunities to their opponents as soon as they'd scored points. They were clinical in that respect against the Saints 2 weeks ago. They were not against Quins last weekend. It did actually look as though they weren't going to be here when they allowed Bath straight back in with the penalty to reduce the deficit to 2, but ever since then it has been Exeter in control, and they have bossed the set scrum. The advantage is played on. Bath knock it backwards. Nick White gets through on it. Exeter up over the 10-metre line. O'Flaherty pauses. Joe Simmons flicks it out to Witten. Witten needs to straighten here and realises that that defence is up fast.
Nothing coming, back we go.
But it will be back for yet another penalty at scrum time for the Exeter Chiefs. And this will be a real concern for Stuart Hooper, because he would not have expected his side to be so bossed in the set scrum. Beno Abano, Jack Walker and Chris Judge, a very strong front row, but Hepburn, Taoni and Williams are, well, they're having them on toast at the moment. Simmons finds the touch midway between the edge of the 22 and the try line. Tyone will go for Johnny Hill. Well jumped by Mike Williams there, and Zach Mercer leads the charge back for Bath. Exeter.
Okay, everyone lost now.
Fancied that on the ground. Luke Pearce says it's all over. Jack Walker around the fringe.
Okay, Bath, use it.
Well, Chudley will have to use this
You've had it, Will.
relatively quickly.
Hold in front, lads.
Back
Hold
it
in front.
goes to Reece Priestland, who, you know what, wasn't that close. Or was rather close to being charged down yet again. He was charged down a couple of weekends ago. Just a player who gets charged down far too often, and it's taken quickly by the Exeter Chiefs.
Different ball, lads. A different ball.
Bit of incredulity being offered
Yeah, so do I. You can't
by
use
Elvis
different ball,
Tyone.
man.
So they will come back and take the line out again. Vermeulen, beautiful ball off the top. White under pressure from Mercer. Good hands from Witten. Simmons, O'Flaherty. Dolman was into that line. Ollie Woodburn's out wide. Ball kept in play and then chipped through by Bath, and there'll be another chip off the boot there of Priestland that finds its way through to Witten on this near side. Witten fires it out wide to Elvis Tyone up against Mike Williams. Tyone tries to feed back inside. Hepburn has it. And Zach Mercer knocks the ball forwards with a hand going out to try and win that back.
No advantage.
No advantage coming for the Exeter Chiefs, so it's going to be Exeter put in at the moment. And an Exeter scrum is resulting in one thing and one thing only, and that is an Exeter penalty.
Knock on. Just right here.
Well, since coming back from his knee injury, Zach Mercer has been, as ever, catching the eye in that blue scrum cap. Bath enjoying one of their best runs in the Premiership, with 3 wins on the bounce going into last weekend's contest at the Rec against Bristol. Lost that, of course. Now find themselves down at the Exeter Chiefs, and they find themselves with a 12-point deficit with just over 14 minutes to go until half-time.
Boris.
Space.
Benny, let his head in, mate. Thanks. Yeah, but it's going to be a long set, that's what we said. Let's go then. Quick reset. It's a long cadence to get you guys controlled, so let's go. Yeah, we all agreed a slow cadence. Crouch! Bind!
So far in the match, 5 scrums
This is a mess. Sort it out.
have been
Let's
won
go.
by the
Come on.
Exeter Chiefs. Bath have had 1 put in,
Rebind,
and they lost
rebind.
the ball.
Let's go.
Stuart Hooper won't want to make any early changes. On the bench, he currently has Tom Dunn, Lewis Boyce and Sam Nixon.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Okay, Exeter, use it.
Chiefs keep this one steady. White out to Witten. Witten, lovely pass to Simmons. Simmons dummies back inside, looks for the supporting player as he approaches that 10-metre line. Ball comes again. O'Flaherty wriggles free of one. Tackle eventually comes in, but they're starting to perforate that Bath defence at will here. The Exeter Chiefs. Hendrickson, the man who created the opening try. Or the second try, sorry, for Ollie Woodburn. It was Nick White who created the opening try for O'Flaherty. They've got some space out here. Here goes Woodburn again. That recognisable gait as he opens his legs and goes round the outside. Penalty one. And Bath can't get their hands on the ball.
This player's not.
Well, possession and territory firmly steeped in the Exeter Chiefs' favour at the moment, and they're playing into the wind in this first half. Remember, touch is found down in the corner. Ronnie Hill at the front of the lines to target, and he wins this one, and this time they get the rumble forward on the maul. Sam Simmons bursts through and scores try number 3. And nonchalantly salutes the crowd. Well, a man whose season has been dominated by defence lies 4th in the tackle count so far this season with over 150. But he came to our attention in the Gallagher Premiership just a few seasons ago now with his ability and nose to get over that try line. And here, wrenched forward by Dave Ewers, Bath just unable to block him off successfully, and Sam Simmons bursts through. Enjoys scoring at home. At present, went over against the Northampton Saints a couple of weeks ago. 4th try of the season here, and the 25-year-old further stretches Exeter Chiefs' lead, and it's a lead they fully deserve after their territory and possession in this opening half, and also the skill employed by them when they've had the ball in hand. Gets this one right, judges the wind to perfection there, Joe Simmons. So he's 3 from 4 from the tee. His brother has try number 3, and the Exeter Chiefs lead 22 points to 3. Friesland. First time that the forwards have collected from the kick-off, and Kirsten desperate to get in there. Oswaldo trying to rip the ball away. Others-Taini receives the ball, and that was high. And McNally could be in some trouble here.
I think you might want to stick on here a second. Keith, just show me that once more, please.
And he knows.
If it's direct contact to the neck and there's no mitigation, we're probably looking at yellow here.
Okay, look, just stand by. We're just lining it up.
Others-Taini was initially stopped by Beno Abano.
Yeah, seen enough, Keith. Yellow card for me. It's lowish danger, but it is direct contact to the neck.
Yes,
agreed, everyone.
And Josh McNally knew straight away that it was going to land him in some strife. Probably almost a relief for him that the card colour is just the yellow, but Bath, who are in so much trouble already, now have to play the remainder of the half down to 14. Touch found as the Chiefs take play up to just over halfway. Stuart Hooper with plenty to reflect upon in this opening 40-minute period. And unless Bath do something quite remarkable in the run-in to half-time, it could also get worse. Simmons, Whitten, Woodburn along the line beautifully. Hendrickson delays the pass. Dolman steps back inside and will look for support from his forwards. Hendrickson gets over the top of it. They've got numbers here. Sam Simmons looking to blaze a trail up the middle. Francois Lowe brings him to a stop. Here's Simmons again. Whitten, Hepburn. The Chiefs just trundling through the gears here, taking the ball at pace and constantly finding a way through the first line of defence from Bath and getting themselves on that front foot. Woodburn waits for the ball out wide, and O'Flaherty finds him.
Okay, tackle these. Good work, Bath.
Woodburn gets it down. White recycled again. Harry Williams crashes into Mike Williams. White comes back to the near side. O'Flaherty delays that pass to Woodburn, tries to go round the outside. Brought down by Rory McConaughey. There goes White again. Nice ball back inside to Kirsten. Kirsten almost managed to find Nick White there. Here's White again. Simmons, Whitten just beautiful rugby from the Exeter Chiefs at the moment. It is reminiscent of when they are absolutely running through the gears at their best, and we've seen it in glimpses so far this season. We're seeing it in the opening 40 up against Bath here this afternoon. Johnny Hill can't get the ball away, but it is relentless waves here, and they have numbers out wide. Joe Simmons, Hendrickson dummies, cuts back inside, great power from him to get up to just short of the line. Another pick and drive from Vermeulen, held up just short of the line. White tries to wriggle his way over. He's held out once again. Exeter pummeling their way towards that line. They have numbers waiting. Here's Kirsten. Kirsten drives in, held up just short once more. Williams round the outside.
Hold the line, 7.
Sam Simmons standing over it. Ball goes to him. Kirsten, and try and score. There's the try bonus for the Chiefs. Sweeping waves of unrelenting pressure rewarded in what has been a vintage performance from the home side so far. Yanis Kirsten's third this term, another who scored against Saints in their last outing at Sandy Park, in a performance that is fast becoming reminiscent of that showing.
Well.
5 minutes just over to go until the interval. Turning into a very tough afternoon for the men in yellow. Calculations correct from Joe Simmons once more. He gets the extras. The taiko drums making their way down to halfway for the entertainment and the interval. For those of you who watched the Rugby World Cup in Japan, that particular drum will be particularly memorable for you. Stuart Hooper down on the sidelines. And he's got a fair amount of work to do when he talked at half-time. Beno Abano managed to flail that ball back inside. Elliot Stooke has it. Can Bath finish on a high here? They desperately need something to take down the tunnel at the break. Dirty ball. Zach Mercer manages to somehow flick it through. Well played, out the back of the hand. Slightly desperate from Bath at the moment. Max Wright
Nothing coming.
will not have any in particular advantage.
Josh Road high, number 2.
Just outside the 22.
So the penalty awarded just outside the 22 now. There's Priestland. Can't really afford to just kick a goal because Bath are in desperate need of something more drilled down into the stand. Not quite as close to the line as Reece Priestland would have wanted. $29 points to 3, Exeter's lead. Zach Mercer used as the jumper at the front of the line, and the maul formed by Bath. Jack Walker trying to go around the outside, and he wriggles free and then drives through against Dave Ewers up to 5 metres short of the line. Beno Abano with Zach Mercer. He manages to twirl his way away from the first tackle, but is then brought to ground, still on 5 metres. Francois Lowe, head down, battering into the defensive line. Max Wright in danger of getting isolated there. Ian Whitten makes the tackle. They've sucked in a number of defenders there.
Ball's here.
Ball
Okay, Bath,
finally comes out for Bath. Zach Mercer goes onto this left-hand side. Rory McConaughey and Jackson Willison waiting outside. Neither of them have seen very much of the ball in the opening half.
Let's go.
Chudley on his second return to Sandy Park since moving to Bath. Not enjoying his afternoon so far. Zach Mercer being asked once again to do something from nothing. And the penalty is won. St. Simmons going over the top to turn it over. Bath trying to clasp the ball back in. And the roar of applause comes from the home faithful. Joe Simmons.
5. Go.
Unable
No more
to
commentary.
get too much distance, but he does manage to find touch on the 10-metre line. Tierney goes to the back of the line, but misses his man in Johnny Hill, and it's taken by Francois Lowe. Walker collects, Chudley now has it. Beno Urbano. Judge. Mercer. Elliot Stoke tries to hand off one, but Bath currently going backwards. Jackson Willison, not really with too much room to use there, and again, right on the game line. Beno Urbano knocked backwards. Kirsten going in to charge him back, and in the end, it's the boot that has to be turned to by Priestland, and just too much on it for Samisa Rokandanguni to get on the back of that one. He gave one bounce and a touch, and it will be an Exeter line out just inside their own 22. Zach Mercer is down in midfield, looking in some fairly serious discomfort. Well, he has struggled all season with a knee injury, and it is that knee that looks as though it is causing him the bother. Williams with the tackle. Not too much for Exeter Chiefs to change in that opening period, and they return for the second half because they have the try bonus. Tackles made, nearly 3 times as many tackles made by Bath as a consequence, only having missed twice as many as their opponents, is probably not the worst return.
Time on.
But it does demonstrate just how much defending Bath have had to do. The Exeter Chiefs have had so much ball in hand to attack with. Zach Mercer, he's going to hobble on at least until half-time. Line out ball once again misses the man it was intended for, so Dave Ewers has to tidy up, and there have been a couple of elements that have been a tad untidy from the Exeter Chiefs that Rob Baxter will want sorted during the interval and then into that second half period, but other than that it was a nigh on faultless display. Joe Simmons pulling the strings from 10, the opening try coming courtesy of Tom O'Flaherty. Ollie Woodburn opened his account for this Premiership season. And we then had Kirsten going over with the bonus point score as well for the Exeter Chiefs in what has been a dominant opening 40 minutes. The score at the interval here at Sandy Park: Chiefs 29, Bath 3.
Yes, mate, when you're ready.
Welcome back to Sandy Park. The Exeter Chiefs consummate in the opening 40 here. The bonus point score already in the bag. Couple of changes for Bath to tell you about, with Jet Walker coming off and Tom Dunn coming on in his stead at hooker, and Josh Bayliss coming onto the field of play as well for Bath. Josh McNally is still in the bin at present. It's Kirsten, the man who went over to score that bonus point score for the Exeter Chiefs, has the ball, and the Chiefs already turning it over from the kickoff and relentlessly pouring forward. Unrelenting waves of pressure produced by Exeter in that opening 40 minutes, and they seemed to grow in stature as the time went on. Viewers, Bath with just a few moments to last, but that opens up. Lovely meandering running from Sam Simmons. Class score from the number 8. Extraordinary balance and composure, changing direction on the weave with the same sort of footwork that you'd expect from a prima ballerina. A brace for Sam Simmons, pumped to have started the second half in that vein. All went wrong from the restart. And in the same way that it was so important for Bath to have a good start to this second half, vitally important for the Exeter Chiefs just to maintain the momentum that they'd picked up at the end of the opening 40, and that's exactly what they've done with Sam Simmons' score. Phil Dolman making his way.
Unless you want to go without him.
Back into position.
Take it back. Changing his boot, I think.
Beno getting on a new pair of boots. He's planning on doing them up, I presume, in a few moments' time.
You alright? You waited this long, you may as well wait now. That's it.
So Josh McNally back onto the field of play, but that proved a costly yellow card. 2 converted tries scored by the Exeter Chiefs. That ball did just slip out the back of the hands from Kirsten, so Bath have it now. Beno Urbano, newly clad in his boots with orange laces, bursts through the first tackle, and they give him a bit of extra spring in his step. McNally, newly returned as well, takes his first contact. Huge hit on Priestland, and the ball runs out into touch. Johnny Hill congratulated by Vermeulen for that hit there on the 10.
Do you want to check if it's a knock on? Okay. Keith? I just want to check if it's a deliberate knock on or not. At the moment, we haven't got anything. It's a knock on, so option for scrum or line out. Just checking for deliberate, please.
Okay, we'll look for the camera on the other side for
Cheers.
you. Just stand by a sec.
On my first view there, Luke, it just looked like a knock-on and a tackle.
Yeah, me too.
Taking it for whether it's a deliberate knock-on or not. I don't think it can really be given as a deliberate knock-on.
Here we are.
We will
so
see from this angle.
catches, tackle made. I think it looks like a natural motion on that footage, Keith.
Yeah, agree. Just look at another one.
Just okay. So the moment it's a knock-on or line-out option, unless this angle shows it's an unnatural motion which deliberately knocks the ball forward. Now, arms are going around the body, just a knock-on. All agree?
Correct.
Yeah. No deliberate knock-on, but it's a scrum or line-out for the knock-on. Scrum call.
Scrum taken by Bath. Now they were dominated in this particular element of the set in the opening 40. With Tom Dunn coming in for the front row. What can they achieve here?
Okay, slow cadence, control the weight.
Josh Bayliss.
Crouch!
Hold on in place for Francois Lowe.
Bind! Set!
Advantage coming Bath's way, picked up by Mercer. Chudley fires it across. McConaughey chips through for Rokondanguni to chase. Flaherty.
No advantage.
No advantage coming. So they will return for Bath to get the penalty here. It's the first attacking ball Bath have enjoyed for some time.
You're not going to miss touch here. Right, away the line out for it.
Touch found by Reece Priestland. Line out 5 metres from the Exeter line.
I'm not sure if God might be fixed with that. You all right? Time on. Open up, Exeter.
Line out ball claimed well.
5 line over.
Bath getting driven towards Arch, but here comes Tom Dunn. Great power from him to get up to 4 metres short of the line. Mercer stands over it. Bath shielding that ball, but it's not fast enough, and Exeter with plenty of time to reshape their defence. Beno Urbano won't be able to get over the gain line. McNally will go with Mike Williams. Good power from him. They're just a couple of metres short here, Bath. Another drive. Bayliss trying to carry Dunn over the line. Dunn is brought to ground. Mercer looking to snipe back on that left-hand side at present, but he'll come to the open side. Mercer held up just short again. Good character shown from the Exeter defence. Chudley comes in. Judge waits for the ball. Judge goes with Urbano. Great defensive hit again from Exeter to send them backwards. Elliot Stuke holds the ball in his paws this time. Homer and Rokondanguni waiting out wide, but Bath keep it tight and drive again to the line, and just short. Dunn thought about reaching for it. Stuke has it. He goes towards that post. Beno Urbano. Bath exercising patience. Exeter exercising excellent defence. Tom Dunn. Willison waiting. Advantage being played. Williams penalised. Here goes Mercer and loses the ball. But it will be a penalty for Bath. Metres out directly in front of the post. A scrum would be the sensible option in this situation. But they're going to tap it and go. And Mercer twizzles round and gets over, and Exeter's defence caught napping there. And you saw by the reaction of Jacques Vermeulen that they're disappointed that they've ceded a score. Zach Mercer never gives up. And he comes back. His 5th try of the season, 14th in his 54 Premiership matches. And Bath finally breached that Exeter defence for a try of their own.
Thanks, lads.
Tries this season against Worcester, Bristol, Wasps and Saints. And now against the Exeter Chiefs as well for Zach Mercer. The conversion is missed. Hits the post and goes wide from Reece Priestland. And, well, on an afternoon where every point is going to count. An unbelievable miss. Just not holding him in the tackle there. Joe Simmons to get us back underway. Brilliantly claimed by Woodburn. Right out of the jaws of McNally's hands there. It's Vermeulen. The Chiefs looking to hit straight back. White, they have numbers on this near side. Dolman, dummies. Couldn't get Woodburn away. Rokondanguni did just enough there to stand up the free man, Kirsten. Tomahawk chop runs around Sandy Parker's Urbano. Tackles Hendrickson. Nick White tries to just scoop it off his boot and through. Bath penalised.
20 offside.
Joe Simmons will kick to the corner. What a claim that was by Ollie Woodburn, right out of the hands of Josh McNally. And it's thanks to that restart that the Exeter Chiefs find themselves in this position with Tajani. Once again, though, he's missed his man. He has a reprieve there because Ewers came up with it, and now Hepburn keeps the ball alive for the Chiefs. But that execution in the set line-out has not been blemish-free. Nick White tackles 4 metres short of the line. Picked up, and Kirsten drives it up under the posts. So much weight behind these Chiefs attacks, and Simmons sniping for that hat-trick that he's searching for. Flicked out and opens up. Tajani over. Try number 6. And the Exeter Chiefs find an immediate reply to Bath getting their first try of the afternoon. Elvis Tajani with his second try of the season. And like Kirsten and Simmons before him, going over in consecutive matches at home here at Sandy Park. 57-7 the final score against the Northampton Saints, and at their present rate of scoring, the Exeter Chiefs are looking as though they're going to chalk up a very similar scoreline this afternoon against Bath.
You need Bath 3 and 10 before the kick-off? No worries, send them on, mate. The lads behind the post give him the message.
Alec Hepburn and Ben Moon.
Who's captain, mate? Just find out for me, could you? Yeah, I'll find out. Thanks.
Exchange places.
Number 20 will be captain.
Joe Simmons adds another 2.
Grace.
Elvis Tajani then, scorer of try number 6. Freddie Burns comes on in place of Reece Priestland.
I'll get you away.
And he gets us back underway. Kick very nearly taken by McConaughey. In the end, it's sucked in by Vermeulen.
Exeter, use it! Use it!
Moon
3, 2.
protects the ball from Maunder, on in place of Nick White. Tom Homer, he's done well under the high ball. And other things that perhaps hasn't done so well. This ball is carried forward. Judge also replaced by Nixon, kept short. Mercer, dummies, tries to keep it alive, but the offload to Bayliss isn't that good. That ball does eventually come back to Josh Bayliss from Homer, and he manages to get Bath back on the front foot, but only up to that 10-metre line. Chudley, flat pass into Abano. Burns, Elliott Stoop. Chudley. McNally bursts through, needs the support there, can't find Zach Mercer, who's up on his shoulder. However, Exeter are penalised.
I know, mate, but you're on the floor, so you can't then post it back. Leave the ball alone, not post it back.
Dev Ewers asking the question there of just what he could have done differently in that situation. Luke Pearce telling him it's pretty simple, just needs to leave the ball alone. Freddie Burns tries to take Bath down into that Exeter 22.
Please leave Exeter 2. Exeter hooker.
Jordan Poole comes on for Elvis Tajani, so that try scored by the Tongan will be one of his last actions of the game, unless he's called upon again to come back on. But Jordan Poole on for the 5th time this Premiership season off the bench, played 37 minutes, so he's going to get a pretty decent crack of the whip this afternoon. McConaughey slides back inside, and now Abano. Kirsten with the tackle. Chudley, ball comes loose once again. Bayliss Chudley. Plenty of runners. Williams was one there. Good ball popped out into the arms of Willison. Chudley again keeps it short. Bayliss manages to ride the first tackle up to that 5-metre line and get it to Zach Mercer. Mercer needs to ship the ball on some occasions.
Use it.
Chudley, good line of running, and Max Wright is through and will score Bath second. Exeter's defensive lines once again opening up. Max Wright has stayed down on the ground.
Phil, can you ask number 5 to... Yeah, of course you can. We're good with it anyway, so...
Freddie Burns flicks the ball over the posts whilst we're taking another look at this.
Yeah, of course, yeah, we'll wait for him.
43-15 the score.
Just makes life a lot easier when it's... So let's wait for him in case it's head, okay?
That's right, still down underneath the posts.
Luke, we're changing Bath 13.
Yeah, is it a HIA, mate, or is it an injury? It's tactical.
Change is to be made. Tom de Glanville comes on to make his Premiership bow.
Okay. Yeah. Can you ask him to go the back way round? So we can get on with it?
Simmons waiting in the middle.
Yeah.
That's right.
Looks all right to me, doesn't it? They've replaced him, haven't they? Okay, lads,
Scores a try, but that will be his last participation by the looks of things, and another injury for Bath to worry about. From the restart, Mike Williams waits underneath it and then carries it forward with Ewers in close attendance. Chudley wants another number in. Tom Dunn pulled in to go alongside Bayliss. The ball is collected by Phil Dolman. Harry Williams called out of the way by Jack Maunder. Maunder flicks it across to Sam Simmons, who's hit by Beno Abano. Maunder taken down by Abano again.
Offside.
Beno Abano, though, in an offside position.
He's on the floor. I know maybe you're starting half up the ruck. Offside.
Touch found, and a good touch it is too. The wind at Exeter's backs in this second half. They've scored 2 tries, so have Bath. And what has been a relatively even second half. The first half, though, heavily weighted in the home team's favour, and that is why the scoreboard reads 43-15 in their favour. A couple of line-outs lost, and so Jordan Poole comes on, and his first line-out finds its way back to Jack Maunder. Can't escape the attention to Zach Mercer for Newland. Over there again, Harry Williams, edge of the 22 for Exeter. Maunder will come to this near side. Ewers. Maunder again. Ben Moon picks that one up off his shoelaces. Johnny Hill. Maunder once more. Whitson bounces off one, and not managing to get through that gain line at the moment, though, the Exeter Chiefs, and Hendrickson just a metre behind it. Maunder again. Kirsten. Maunder. Joe Simmons, Whitten. Here comes Ollie Woodburn. Woodburn, just a chance to side back inside. Zach Mercer makes a crucial tackle as play goes into the 22. And on a rare occasion here, the Exeter Chiefs find themselves penalised as Ollie Woodburn doesn't release on the ground, and Zach Mercer quickly in there to turn it over. sun shines down once again on Sandy Park. Bath clearing play up to just over halfway.
Luke, 4, 8 and 13, Exeter, please. 4, 8, 13. On you go.
So, triple change made. Sam Simmons. He makes way with Yannis Kirsten from the pack. Ian Whitten, the man, coming off in the centres. And that means Jack Knoll comes on his return from ankle surgery. Don Armand and Will Whitty coming on in the pack. So emptying the bench as de Glanville has his first touch. Ball to Zach Mercer. Ball helped along the line. De Glanville, lovely flat pass into Mike Williams, who lines up both Woodburn and Maunder. Rockenden-Gooney looks suspiciously like a neck roll there on Ollie Woodburn. Ball comes back to this near side. Rockenden-Gooney just waits it through for de Glanville and the ball rolls out into touch. Phil Dolman
Still alive.
takes it quickly to Woodburn, and Woodburn can exploit the enormous hole at the back of Bath defence. Tom Homer coming across, and Armand is bearing down on him, as is Dolman and Woodburn.
Just caught him high there, Luke. You caught him high tackle. Just caught him right in there.
High tackle given against the Exeter Chiefs. Frustrating, having made such good ground. Play comes back to just shy of halfway. White, Whitten and Kirsten all played their part in Exeter's superb first half performance and the opening half of the second half as well. We're on the hour mark and it's the Chiefs leading 43 points to 15. Williams picked out by Dunn. Burns, Willison, de Glanville, Homer. He loses it forwards though. And Exeter will have the ball back in their possession. Handling errors now up to 8 from Bath in the match.
Yeah, send them on, mate.
Well, underneath the high ball, Tom Homer has been superb.
And 6.
A couple of changes to be made by Bath.
Thanks, mate.
Lewis Boyce and Tom Ellis, the two players coming on. Benno Urbano and Mike Williams, the players making way.
It's very Wait for me. Fellas, boys, lads, get the timing, come on. Wait for me to call crouch, it helps. Crouch! Bind!
Free kick given. Chudley thanks quickly and goes to Elliot Stook. Up to halfway, he loses it in the tackle, and Dave Ewers now sends it backwards to O'Flaherty. O'Flaherty does well. Joe Simmons. Here's Jack Knoll, first time on the ball to Dolman. Dolman gets it out to Woodburn. Woodburn through the first 2 tackles and then driven forwards by Jack Knoll. Up over halfway, Jack Maunder scrounges it, and then Moon tries to shift it along the line, but it's won by Bath, and McNally does well. Fed back inside. Nixon was waiting for it, as was Lewis Boyce, and Lewis Boyce now rolls over to give it to Chudley. Homer, flat pass to Rockenden-Gooney. Rockenden-Gooney really well tackled. Bayliss Chudley goes again. Burns. Nally, lovely pass to Stoop, half away. Once again, just lost that ball forwards, and so the advantage now comes to Exeter, and they keep it alive, and there's a end of season feel about the openness of this play. Vermeulen, Hendrickson was out wide, and then it's intercepted by McConaughey, and McConaughey has raw pace, and there will be no stopping him. Bath over for a third. They're one away from picking up at least something from this match. It was so open, and Rory McConaughey took full advantage. Well, no doubt, really, that Jacques Vermeulen should have gone wide sooner there. Because he didn't give the ball, Johnny Hill outside him might have been what delayed his decision, but with Hendrickson outside him, it should have gone. Instead, fed it back inside, read brilliantly by McConaughey, and he scarpers clear to go over. Plenty of time here for Bath. Freddie Burns. His fourth attempt on goal so far this season, and it rather shows. Place kicking has been rather poor, and it's this Bath that we're talking about. Joe Simmons tried the tap tackle in vain. Great acceleration from Rory McConaughey. So Bath need one more score to pick up a try bonus. Still 23 points behind, 17 minutes remaining. The restart collected by Ellis.
Use it. 9, you've had it.
Chudley goes to Dunn.
Inside, Matt. Okay, and use it. 3, 2.
Punched it up in the air. Bayliss goes after it. Dolman comes through, collects the ball, but Ellis was waiting for him and shunts the fullback backwards. Maunder to the near side. Poole. Maunder goes again. Don Armand. Only been on the field of play for about 5 minutes. It's the first chance he's really had to carry with any purpose. Simmons back inside to Woodburn. He's becoming ever more active as the game progresses. Thirst for tries. Along the line it goes. Dolman hauled backwards. Maunder. Johnny Hill. Maunder again. Joe Simmons. Jack Knoll, can he open something up? Tries to feed a Flaherty. Jackson Willison watched well in defence. Jordan Poole with Harry Williams outside him. Willison didn't really fully hold him, so Poole gets up to about 10 metres short of the 22. Vermeulen tackled by Dunn. Maunder again. Woodburn running the short side. Kept again to Simmons, now to Knoll. Hendrickson holds off one, gets it out wide, ball back inside. Great tackle. Picked up, and Dolman tries to scurry free. Here's Maunder. Don Armand. The chief sense that Bath's store is creaking once more.
18.
Johnny Hill. Zach Mercer calls extra numbers in to defend. Ball has come back very slowly though.
Landed the wrong way.
Send out again. Simmons dummies once. Don't really have numbers here. Vermeulen tries to suck in some defenders. Maunder, that one was lost forward, so Bath will have the advantage. Plenty of players putting their hands on their heads and sucking in the oxygen. It's staying very open, and we're having very few pauses in this second half, and there are just 12.5 minutes remaining.
He's up now, he's on his way.
Yeah, no worries.
Apologies for the the language that you might
it's been
be
an
picking
issue
up
all
at the moment.
It's been a bit of an issue all game this whole way. I get it, but there's only so many times I can allow you to stand up and reset it. We've done it a couple of times in the first half. They did it
Rather
once, they did it once.
animated
So we've got to draw a line somewhere.
coming.
If you're not happy,
Courtesy
if you're not happy, just talk to me.
Freddie Burns in the middle of that huddle.
Yeah.
Takes all sorts
No
to form a
makes
rugby
it a real
crowd.
challenge to control that weight.
Handling errors have been heavily weighted in Bath's favour, and that's not a good thing, of course. However, in the second half there have been more from the Exeter Chiefs, and that has meant parity, really, not only on the scoreboard, but parity when it comes to those handling errors. In fact, as far as the second half is currently concerned, Bath outscoring their hosts, and that's in spite of the woeful efforts from the kicking team.
Bind! Set!
Black. Went to a knee.
So, Exeter penalised. Freddie Burns with the chance to clear. Always hard
Luke, 3 and 10
for motivation when you're so in control at the break. The way that they started the Exeter Chiefs at the beginning of the second half, with Sam Simmons getting over within the first 2 minutes of the restart, will have greatly pleased Rob Baxter as Harry Williams makes way. He's replaced by Enrique Pierretto. Ball back from the line out. Ball knocked forward by Bath there, so they will be coming back for an advantage to the Exeter Chiefs should they not manage to get any relative momentum here. Pierretto with an early touch. Here goes Moon. Good hit on the replacement prop, and the advantage is called off. Gareth Steenson on in place of Joe Simmons. Here goes Woodburn. Lovely delayed pass to Hendrickson in midfield. Maunder gets it back across. Jordan Poole.
Tackle!
Able to get away. Maunder goes to that short side. Here's Jack Knoll looking to sidestep his way through. Lovely burst from Knoll. Couldn't quite get the offload away, but makes 20 metres. And that's just what the crowd wanted to see on the return of Jack Knoll to the field of play here. Maunder comes back to that short side. Delayed pass out wide to Knoll, and he shrugs off one tackle. Still going forwards. Great power from the England winger. Dolman sets it to Ewers. Exeter looking menacing once more. Dolman. Steenson helped along the line. Maunder is currently unavailable. Now comes in to fill in at scrum half and shifts the ball across to Dolman, and there's a big hole here as he sidesteps, and Ellis feeds out wide. Knoll accelerates through, tries to cut back inside, does pick out Woodburn, and the try is scored. Brilliantly finished. Exeter at their best. A 7th try. That's Tom O'Flaherty, of course. Ollie Woodburn, the actual try scorer, and having not scored all season.
Distance side.
Say again.
Maunder zipping that ball out. Dolman, the creator on this occasion. Jack Knoll will get the try assist. Woodburn with his 2nd of the afternoon. Well, Steenson has missed just 1 kick so far this season. And that remains the score. A remarkable record from Gareth Steenson. 28 successful kicks from 29, and that one right out on the touchline. Ollie Woodburn, who hadn't scored any tries so far this Gallagher Premiership season, now has a brace, and Exeter have 50. from the restart. O'Flaherty has it, feeds to Moon. Moon bursts away, clatters into Freddie Burns, who does well to stand him up in the end. But the Chiefs looking to be rampant. O'Flaherty, Hendrickson cutting back inside. Bath defence being cut to ribbons at will by the Exeter Chiefs, and that in spite of a far better second half performance. Johnny Hill half through the tackle up towards the 10-metre line. Maunder with so many options to throw at, pull out the back of the hand, cutting back inside. Will Whitty. Maunder has it again. Bath have defenders out on that far side, and Jack Knoll is not going to be able to wriggle free on this occasion.
No, Tony, no!
Bayliss can't turn it over. Armand upended. The ball comes back and
knock on. Bit of a tip, just a penalty, be careful.
the tip is given.
Number 19, legs above horizontal.
Tom Ellis, the player, penalised. The Exeter Chiefs will look to try and kick this one down into the corner. Gareth Steenson has the wind behind him. Finds a fine touch. 9 metres shy of the Bath line. So Chris Cook has come on in place of Will Chudley. Tom Ellis, the player who was penalised for the tip. Line out for Johnny Hill isn't collected, and if there's one element of their game that the Exeter Chiefs won't be happy about, it will be the line out. You can never have too many complaints when you put 50 points on another side in the Gallagher Premiership. Tom Homer, as the ball passed over by Rukundunguni to McNally to Zach Mercer, who beats himself once before coming back over the 22. Cook, Burns, Homer again. Now Josh Bayliss, Rory McConaughey looking to try and find a way round the outside, but the ball is ripped off him, and now Vermeulen can help it on its way, and Dolman opens things up for the Exeter Chiefs. Back inside, lovely line of running from Hendrickson. He's got support inside. Maunder rides the tackle. Can he wriggle free and score? The answer's yes. 8 tries for the Chiefs now. First of all, Dolman taking the ball at pace as it was ripped away from McConaughey on the far side of the field. Open things up. Beautiful line of running from Tom Hendrickson to create the space. And then Maunder with the strength and the power to get over the line. Second try we've had created by Hendrickson so far today. A mightily relieved Jack Maunder finding his way over. But Exeter's playing with a freedom that, when you think back to the year that they won their Premiership title, it was this sort of freedom at home especially that they exhibited right the way through the second half of the season, and that gave them the momentum through to Twickenham. Steenson, 29 from 30 this season. Still not too many smiles from Messrs Heifer, I should say, Messrs Heifer and Baxter, but I'm sure they will have a very warm, fuzzy glow on the inside, because this has been a demolition of a side who sit 5th in the table coming into this weekend, of course. Exeter 57, Bath 20, and it is 57 at home for the second match in a row. Chris Cook has it. Bath desperate to take something away from this match. Zach Mercer just running out of steam.
Fly!
Homer, lovely pass to Rockandanguni, inside to de Glanville. De Glanville managed to get away. De Glanville tries to feed it back inside. The ball is lost forwards by Cook. That was the opening that they needed to create, and Chris Cook just needed to gather that ball back inside. Tom de Glanville is frustrated that it wasn't picked up. That would have been try number 4. Just couldn't make it a more sympathetic pass. And so much frustration there for Bath. Is that their last chance? Well, the pleasing thing for Ali Heifer and Rob Baxter will, without a doubt, be that Exeter have won today 57 points to 20. But there are so many things they can tighten up in their performance to make it that much better.
Tight end, focus, let's go.
To win this well and have room for improvement, well, that is quite something.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Penalty goes to the Exeter Chiefs. To the head
Exeter, let's go.
from
Let's
Lewis
go.
Boyce.
Let's go.
Steenson taps, and they say let's run it through to the final whistle. Dave Ewers carries the ball into the contact. Inside the final minute we go. Keeping it tight for Moulin. Takes a very heavy hit indeed from Sam Dixon.
Exeter, use it.
Maunder, scorer of try number 8. Offers it up to Armand.
Yeah, he's trapped. He's trapped. The ball's coming. Yeah, you can. Hold here.
20 seconds still to go. Jack Maunder claiming that he can't get the ball out. Eventually it does come. Still, the Chiefs keeping it tight, running that clock down.
Exeter, use it.
One more pod drive and it should be safe. Down to the final few seconds.
Yeah, careful.
And Jack Maunder
Use it now.
looks for it and is unable to get it away. The ball does go backwards, which is very fortunate indeed. Bath pile in over the top of the ball, trying to get this ball back. So it has been a bit of a mess. Steenson nudges the ball out into touch. Never really understand why players don't just touch the ball down behind the dead ball line in that situation. But the final whistle is sounded. Well, Rob Baxter will be delighted. Jack Knoll had a good stretch of the legs for 20 minutes, and Tom Hendrickson was a provider as well. Knoll providing Ollie Woodburn's second try. Hendrickson providing the last one for Jack Maunder. 8 tries in the end from Exeter, just the 3 from Bath, so there's no consolation for them on this trip to Sandy Park. The final score, as the Exeter Chiefs roar back to the top of the table, is Exeter 57, Bath 20.